got the lava cakes and Daniel's got the hot dogs. Vicky's over worried that I'm gonna make her raw dog. Angry empty tummy, gonna go on the attack. Gonna stop off at Chili's cause that baby got back. I never learned my colors cause I never went to school. But if that bitch isn't yellow, you could color me a fool. Hey, 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 I make jammies every day, but not the kind you sleep in because snuggling is gay. Rippers, rippy, tearing, ripping, super epic bops, and anything else smell like grandpa's wet socks. Hey, 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 what a day. I got some big old muscles, baby, what do you say? But I ate all of her pizza, so she ran away. But the party isn't over till I do something gay. Hey, 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 what a day. I got some big old muscles, baby, what do you say? But I ate all of her pizza, so she ran away. But the party isn't over till I do something gay. But I think I'm done with bodying because I'm 37. Okay, 37's not that old. Hey, 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 what a day. I got some big old muscles, baby, what do you say? But I ate all of her pizza, so she ran away. But the party isn't over till I do something gay. Hey, 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 what a day. I got some big old muscles, baby, what do you say? But I ate all of her pizza, so she ran away. But the party isn't over till I do something gay.
Rachel Wilson in for the W. Just got to get the legal stuff out of the way, guys.
Not cool, Josh.
Yeah.
Brian, I know that I'm a nobody, and so I wanted to take the time to thank you for being here and for doing this debate with me.
Bye!
Okay. Look, Brian, you say that you're a registered independent, but yet you align 100% with leftist policy. How do you contend with that? Okay. Brian, are you even able to count to 10?
5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Brian, it seems like you're not very prepared for this. Do you have any closing remarks, closing statements? Brian, you are retarded. Can you guys hear me? Is everything? Say words in the chat if I'm not having intense technical difficulties right now. Hey, I'll take 6 of you. Oh shoot, it's the Cool Vic raid, baby. You guys missed one hell of a debate that I just had with Brian Shapiro. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing on this fine eve? Vic had a banger of a show tonight, if I do say so myself. Let's see, who do we got in here? Words in the chat, thank you. We got Nick Sheldon up in this. Dolan tired. I bet you're Dolan tired. It worked! Woo! Sup, y'all? Thanks for being here, guys. And look, I did this. Look, I did this. I put this on the end of the videos so that I don't have to bring my daughter up and appeal to guilt. That was really hard for me to do yesterday. 84 people, my God. Dragon Fist TV, Andrew. That was you were talking to a simp this evening in the Cool Vic show. That guy was a simp. He was a little skinny weenie. I'm not much, but I'm fat and greasy, so I guess skinny and weenie is fine. Hello, Josh. And Guns. Yes, Guns is here. Guns is making an appearance. What's up, Guns? You gotta love Guns. We got Scott in the house doing his thing. Thank you, Scott, for always telling people to like and subscribe to things. What the fuck is this channel about? Not speak creep. It's not about much. We talk about things. I have a horrible time navigating technical issues. What else? Always have to ask this question: Sophie Cunningham, Angel Reese, or Dylan Mulvaney? But I would say Dylan Mulvaney, just because, you know, the whole Budweiser fiasco was awesome. Hale, thank you. Hey, Wick. Wick isn't a simp. He's a pretty kitty. That's true. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Sorry. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty Wick. What the fuck kind of a name is Wick? Andrew, is that his real name? Is his name Wick? Disgusting. Well, hey, while you guys are piling in here, let me. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys a little skit. How about that? Let's do this one. I like this one. Oh no. See, the technical issues are fun. They are fun. Oh, you guys are so cute. This is the cutest. I wish that you guys could just come live at my house. Can you guys just come and live at my house, please? I would love that.
What's up, Greg? Thanks for coming over, homie. Can I get you anything? What's up, man? Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm just chilling. Are you sure, man? I got some tea. Ooh, you got some gossip? Spill it, baby. Do tell. What? What do you mean? No, I thought you just... I just what, Gregory? All I did was offer you some tea, the drink, and I... Hey, can I call you right back? What the hell was that? Look, Greg, I'm gay. Me too.
Yep. So that was me being super gay with myself because I wanted to spill the tea. I offered myself some tea, and I wanted to spill it. And yeah, I think somebody was bitching about if I go into deep topics on this channel. It does get deep from time to time. There are minutes when it does. I see that Alan's here. Terrific, Alan. I'm very happy that you're here. God bless you. I will pray for you. And I think you're being a little son of a bitch in Vic's chat, but I don't care. I'm still happy you're here. We can all get along somehow. Maybe my chat, maybe people in here will get you to kind of turn the tide. Maybe you'll start to like us a little bit more. Because we are all a bunch of characters. We are. All you guys. We're all a bunch of so-and-sos. We're a bunch of cards in here. But on the subject of getting into deeper things, yeah, we do. We touch on stuff. There's a reason that we all like debate, right? There's a reason we like to go to Cool Vic's channel. There's a reason we like Andrew and Rachel Wilson. There's a reason that we like to dunk on Brian Shapiro. And it's not because we're looking for Pokemon channels, right? It's not because we're not into, I don't know, intellectual thinking, some thought-provoking things, sometimes even philosophical. Even though I think most of the time when people wax philosophically, you're gay. I think philosophy, it really, thank you very much, Jason. Thank you for doing the $5. I forgot to tell you guys that. For every 5 cash donations I get, I clipped a whole bunch of old stand-up jokes that I did. And I'm going to, every 5 donations, we're going to have a little stand-up joke from your boy. I'm your boy. This your boy. Can you sing like Chris Barnes from Cannibal Corpse? Oh, man, you know what's so funny about that? Ortuz, you did that 98 Degrees joke yesterday, and that was fucking hilarious. But I do scream in a death metal band, it's kind of embarrassing to do that at my age, because that was when I was in high school. That was really cool. And then my generation, we pioneered girl pants. So for all you skinny jeans wearers that are below 30 years old, you have me to thank for that, because we pushed forward the girl pants thing. And I'm not going to tell you what size I am. It's rather embarrassing. Bryce Shapp is Pokemon adjacent. He is he's like a disgusting, ugly dig dug, or what, the little brown mound, or what's the rock penis one? Onyx, rock peep. My wife calls him rock peep. That's definitely that's who Brian Shapiro would be. He would be the rock penis. Tartazard, that is hilarious. Dystomyopia, right? Did I do it? Dystomyopia? Did I do it? Brian and Sarah should start a scary eyebrows club. That's super true. Rachel, what is that about Sarah's eyes? I trust you about this stuff. What is it about Sarah's eyebrows? What is that? What is going on? Is that natural? Did she get like a lifestyle lift? What is that? What did the eyebrows look like before they did full like Count Orlok? You know what I mean? That's crazy. It's like Vulcan, but without any of the intelligence, Like, I don't know if you guys are Star Trek people, but Zephyr Cochrane invented warp speed, and then that's how the Vulcans were driving by, not to be confused with Romulans, but they were driving by and they were like, oh shit, Earth finally discovered warp. I guess we'll go down and say hey to him. She had a ton of plastic surgery after her divorce. I've posted that before and after. I can send it to you if there's somewhere I can send it. Oh my God, are you serial? Are you a box of Fruit Loops right now? That is unbelievable. Yeah, I guess I'd have to post my email, but it's just Joshua Staub. So you see that right there where it says Josh Staub. It's the UA Joshua Staub at gmail.com. I would be interested in that. And wow, that's wild because she's my age. Did you know Sarah's my age? I think she's like 38 or 39, right? Ask someone from Cali, home of the bed. Lift Botox combo sex book. No, Botox is big here in Colorado too. But like the full on like actual like surgery, that's not really becoming popular here. I am a huge Real Housewives fan. I'm not lying about that. I think I've seen every Real Housewives and every season of all the various locations, all the geographical locations of Housewives. My favorite one, obviously, being New Jersey, because Teresa Giudice is unbelievably entertaining. And I do want to know who called the feds on her, right? And she got her husband, Joe Giudice, sent back to wherever the fuck he came from. Let's see, send it. Klingon Romulan eyebrows. Yes, she does. She has Klingon. She has the Klingon, like the Worf, texture. Because for that Brian Shapiro thing she did, where she debated Brian Shapiro, and he has like the worst lighting ever. I always joke that like Brian has the nice lighting, and then the other side of the room is just filled with piss, and they're just sitting in a piss pool, and that's how the lighting looks. But she just looked like a moundy mess. I mean, every possible wrinkle and blemish shadow is just cast upon her face. And she looked like, what was that? Not the Pennywise clown. What was the Dracula one that the Skarsgård kid was recently in? It's like, it's the A24 movie, Dracula, or, the new Dracula. She kind of reminds me of, she has that thing going on just without the mustache. Let's see, who else we got in here, guys? We got Deckard Cain. Oh, that's a cool reference. Deckard Cain. That's Deckard Cain. Where do I remember that from? Is that from In the Mouth of Madness? Is that from that movie In the Mouth of Madness? And he wrote the book that, Alan from Jurassic Park was kind of living. And he just died recently. Alan from Jurassic Park is dead. My homie, here. This isn't appropriate to do on my deck, but yeah, that one's for Alan. Sorry, Guns. That one's for Alan. Do you guys remember Guns? Nosferatu. That was it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Nosferatu. But did you guys remember Guns yesterday? We just named this bear yesterday. I've had him forever. And my daughter named him Little Bear, but if we trusted 3-year-old judgment, they could drive. If we trusted a 3-year-old's judgment, they could vote. But we're not going to, so it's not Little Bear. His name is Guns. Absolutely. Sutter Kane was in the Mouth of Madness. Oh, yes, thank you. It's kind of a deep cut. I'm happy that somebody in the chat knew what that was. Sutter Kane. Yes, Sutter Kane. Sutter Kane. I keep agreeing with every next name. You could have honestly said anything. I just remember the Kane part of that. Libs trust 3-year-olds to choose their gender. That's true. That's true. I was watching, maybe you guys know the name of this lady, but she's like the lady that really pioneers the transgender medicine for like teenagers and kids. And she's from like the UK, and they do all these debates where they dunk all over her. I guess they got her to admit she's provided meds for somebody as young as 7 years old. I don't really, there has to be some sort of committee agenda behind that, because it was just as far as 15 years ago that the Democrats were much more reasonable than they are now. Hell, I would be considered a 1999 Democrat, honestly. Sent the before and after cheer inbox. Thank you very much, sir. I really am interested in seeing that. Thank you very much. According to the liberals, they can choose gender. I know, but where did this come from? How did the hard bend happen? I don't mean to open up a dialogue here. I've heard it's not good to base, the framework of the point of your discussion on a chat. But I would really like to know some theories you guys have on where the hard bent with, because I remember 2012, it still wasn't this insane. And it's like, I always joke that Brian Shapiro checks Twitter every single morning to see what the new rules of the left are, because they just adapt them immediately. And I mean, there's no deviation from whatever the new norm is on the left. And I can still say, like, okay, that's a little cringy, conservatives. But it's like the hardline leftists, they can't do that. It's like they must align with everything or else. And so I have no idea where that came from. Mescaline Dreamer, Josh, hello. Slippery slope from gay marriage. Yes, I mean, that's true. That's true. Respectfully, conservatives have said it doesn't affect... Damn it. I really wanted to read that. Conservatives have said it doesn't affect me right now. And just, yes, that's true. I got to be honest with you guys. I was a QAnon guy, and we're allowed to talk about that on the internet now. But I wasn't a QAnon guy until the very end. But there were some intriguing things about it. It was fun. There was a while when it was fun, when the media hadn't taken it and labeled you some sort of terrorist. You know what I mean? But then after a while, I started realizing, like, okay, this Q guy just keeps telling us to wait and trust the plan. Shouldn't we be out there doing something? Shouldn't we be like canvassing? Shouldn't we be like doing something? The dude on the internet from the 4chan is just telling me to sit here and wait. And that's when I realized, oh, I see. I see what's going on now. I'm not sure if Sarah's eyebrows are Klingon or Vulcan. Either way, why? I mean, maybe Klingon, Vulcan, right? Am I right, guys? Guns! Guns is here, guys. Q is secretly Candace. That's funny. I wouldn't doubt it. That's hilarious. The slippery slope became a goddamn avalanche. That's true. Alan, are you being nice? Are you having fun, guys? Is Alan being nice? Can I have the chat tell me? Can you guys judge Alan for me right now and tell me how he's doing? I thought Sarah was chopped 45 for the longest time. I thought she was in her 40s too, and then I realized she's like my age. I mean, she has to have 15 kids because I can smell that blown out puss from here. That was so inappropriate. If any of your kids are in the living room, I'm so sorry. I should not have said blown out puss and that Santa Claus isn't real. Okay? So go contend with your kids now. I'm so sorry. I'm here. How are you, Joshy? Misty, thank you for being here. Thank you. It's always brighter when Misty is here. Oh man, my chat's delayed. I can't tell what you guys are laughing at. I say funny things literally every 3rd second, so when I see all the laugh, my ass is off. She looks way older in person. Are you serious? Rachel, you are spilling the tea on Sarah right now, on Little Miss Sarah Bear. And what's up with calling yourself a tomato? Doesn't she know that tomatoes get really yucky really fast if they're not on the vine? And correct me if this is a wives' tale, but is the vine not poisonous? Right? Hi, wife. My wife's here. Hi, guys. Blown out puss. Yes, I did say. I didn't mean to say blown out puss right after I said my wife. No, honey, I was reading a comment. You do not have. This got weight. I'm so sorry. You know what? We're just going to move on. Show the before and after, Josh. Oh, like I could even figure that out. Are you kidding me? All the videos I have for the live stream, I like screen grab beforehand and I have like a playlist and I can't deviate from this. I can't deviate from that. But seriously, the wife, the blown out puss thing was not for you. You have no, we're not going there. We're not going there. Everything's appropriate. Everything with my wife is appropriate. And that's it. We don't have to go anywhere else. Josh is sleeping on the couch tonight. I might be, Vic. I might be. Scott, what's up? Scott, my man. Yield to me. Thanks for being here. Upsetty Spaghetti. I always love your takes. You always make me laugh in the Cool Vic chat. I wouldn't bleep her with Destiny's bleep. Oh, that's funny. But Destiny used his bleep for Lauren Southern's bleep, and I could not contend with that for the longest time. That was weird. Because Lauren Southern used to be like she was like one of the tops back in the day for me, 2016, 2017. Remember when like Fleckus was doing the street interviews and Elijah Schaefer was doing the street interviews? And boy, did Elisha fall. Elisha fell hard. And then Fleckus is still just doing it. Fleckus is the same guy that he's always been. Really, he's never changed. And luckily he was always a grade A, but he has never changed. And we all love Austin Fleckus. The love letters made it even worse. Yes. I'm still in disbelief. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm disgusting. Please like, subscribe. Thank you, Scott. You're always so sweet, man. Let's see here. Destiny used his bleep for dudes' bleeps also. Yeah, for this one, because it's not a female, Destiny uses wiener for dudes' butts. You can say that one. And that's how people get AIDS. That's how. Dull and Tired, 8619. Elisha was hilarious, but did you see all of the controversy with him recently? Like, the wife taking the kids and splitting, and he's thinking there's some conspiracy and like feds following him and stuff. It was intense. That was a big fall from Elisha. And then he had that Australian chick on his show for a while. I forget what her name is, but she was a little insufferable. But then she had some allegations against him. I guess they weren't sexual, but he was just abusive. Lauren Southern just did a show with Michael Knowles, and she said it's okay when conservative guys have a fling with a goth girl, but when I sleep with the blue hair liberal, suddenly it's a problem. Oh my God, I am so sad I ate a whole bunch of hair before this because I'm going to cough. That's Lauren Southern is out. Sydney Watson. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel's just filled with W's. But yes, Sydney Watson. She said, I guess Elisha didn't do anything sexual, but she did, I guess, claim abuse allegations towards him. Sydney hates you. But here's what I found, Rachel. If somebody hates you, it means they're horrible and they have genuine evil in their hearts. So you should just write me a list of everybody that hates you, and then I will know who is an immoral, yucky loser, and I will stay away from them. Dystomyopia. I think Scott is who got me a Vic Grifty membership. If true, I vote Scott for mod too. Yeah, is that a thing? I should have mods. Well, no, probably not at this stage in the game. We'll talk about mods later. That's ridiculous. But I was talking a little bit about debate earlier, and somebody asked if we actually get deep on this show. I guess just for the touch of deepness I'm going to get into, there's a reason that we all like arguments and debate, and I would assume that all of us were argumentative growing up, or that we at least wanted to seek truth. Typically, with people that I found that love debate, they're the type of people that want to know how everything works. They're the type of people that want to know where we came from, where the world came from, who God is. And then you eventually realize like God is just so much bigger than you. And when God says, when God spoke and then time occurred, that is implying that God exists outside of time, right? So I could just table any wonder about God because I can't even fathom what exists outside of time. But what I found with most conservatives, and I mean the genuine conservatives, is when they go into a debate, right? You have like a conservative and a liberal, and the liberals are always bad faith. Even if they think they're good faith, they're horrible, evil monsters. They have no moral framework. It's all preferences. But liberals typically go into debates with the object to win. That's their objective. They want to win. But when you go into things wanting to win, the option to lose is always there. Whereas most good faith conservatives, when they go into debates, they go in seeking truth. That's all they want to do. They want to discuss and disseminate truth, and to whoever's watching. And when you go in with the objective to find truth, you will do nothing but grow. Even if you quote unquote win or lose the debate, what you will take away from it will always help you grow. So if you go into a debate to win, the option is there to lose. There's a chance you'll lose. But if you go into to just seek truth, seek wisdom, knowledge, understanding, all of those good faith things, then all you're going to do is grow. And for people that, yeah, dude, that was deep actually. Not as deep as my butt. When you are seeking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you're doing it honestly, what you come to find is you know very little. You know very little about anything. I was a cocky son of a bitch growing up. I really was. I truly was. I thought that I found the secret to most things, and I was very what's the word for it? When you're obtuse and you're jaded. I was very jaded. But then when I realized the more that I learned, the less I knew, I opened up. That's when I became open-minded. That's when I found God again. I love telling lefties this because the reason I came back to Christ is because of how open-minded I was. I used to be an insufferable liberal. I used to be like hardcore celebrating ISIS thing, just doing what I thought I needed to do. And I was always secretly uncomfortable with something. Like I was always secretly uncomfortable with abortion. You know what I mean? But you just have to fall in line because otherwise they hate you and you have no friends. And then, I became a conservative. I gave my life to Christ again. And I did it watching the Kirk Cameron Left Behind, like 5 or 6 years ago. I was watching in my basement by myself, and everything exploded in my mind. And I was sitting there just ugly crying, re-gave my life back to God. And I have Kirk Cameron to thank in the Kirk Cameron Left Behind. All right, I'm a little behind here. How bad is erudite? No, not so. Erudite is not going to wreck Rachel. Rachel is going to pour her into a bowl, and then she's going to get some milk and pour the milk on top of it. She's going to take little scoops, and just eat it. And when all of the grains are gone, she's going to take that cereal bowl and just she's going to sip on that milk, and then she's going to get a tummy ache because I don't know. Maybe she's lactose intolerant. I don't know. Maybe she'll have the farts, but those will be NSE farts, just dissipating into the atmosphere with little poop particulates, little fecal particulates, and they will be Rachel's NSE fecal particulates up into the air, up into the sky. Dragonfist TV says, "I'm pumped." I'm so sorry, Rachel. I won't clip that. Okay, that doesn't have to exist after tonight. I'm pumped for that NSE debate. You are going to literally destroy her. We agree. I agree with you. Rock or drop? What's up, my dude? I don't think Not Certain could wreck anyone. No. No. She's the one that brings up the what is that? That phrase that I can't, I'm not that intelligent, but it's like the trifecta or trilemma, the gooning trilemma or whatever she brings up, and nobody ever knows what it is, but she thinks she sounds very intelligent when she brings that up because she has to bring it up all the time. I'm Dutch. I can live on dairy. Oh, yep. Okay, so nope. There's not going to be any weird atmospheric NSE farts, but still, the sentiment still remains. You will wreck. You will wreck hard. I hope Rachel curb stomps with a steel toe. Yeah, I mean that's probably what's going to happen. Jesse White 96, what's up? Thank you for being here. Hello, Misty Agrippa's trilemma. Thank you for reminding me what that was. I'll have to look that up again after this. But it is something I've noticed that she likes to say a lot. Who else is here, guys? I really like talking to you. I can't believe I didn't do that for the first couple episodes. Oh, everybody's saying that. Okay, yeah. So I'm the only retard who doesn't know what this is. That's fine. That's great. That's fantastic. I did used to debate in high school. I used to be captain of my debate team. I bring a certain amount of humor to the debates, but I get very, very confident and I get very, very cruel. And so, I haven't done it in a long, long time. Besides like my friends and on the street, out on the street and stuff like that. But I'm going to start pursuing, maybe one or two online debates. And if I am just totally insecure about it and I lose even more confidence, because I can't lose much more. I can't lose much more before something drastic occurs that I don't really want to talk about or do. But I want to pursue it. I want to try it. The Crucible OGs know that I debated her back in early 2022, I think it was. I made her so mad that she choked on her microphone as though it was my throat and started screaming. Is that true? Is that like the same when Brian Shapiro was with I think it was Alex Stein, the pimp on a blimp kid, and he was like, "This is Donald Trump's penis." Was that kind of like the same thing? Alan, you sound like you were on the left. Do you have a job? I'm guessing if you do, it's probably like at the porn shop, or you're handing out flyers, or you're handing out literature for the next rave that's coming up. Is that what it is? Yes, I have the clip. Alan, conservatives come with a prepared straw man to argue. Oh, yeah, so you are lefty. That's what you guys do. If anybody has like an actual solid argument or a solid worldview, you guys just say straw man. It's like, do you actually know what a straw man is? Like, we all remember the whatever podcast when Brian and Andrew were like, do you know what a straw man is? And she's like, yes, it's something that you use to invalidate my opinions. And I was like, whoa, you've been debating for 16 years? Is that what you said? Whoa, dude. All right, we haven't done it in a while. Let's do another skit. I have to do a skit. We have to keep doing skits. Here's a James Ripton skit having to do with poop.
Hello, Instagrammers. It's me and Salk here, and we're gonna do the fart and Teddy's stupid face trick.
Yeah, and I'm Salk, and I...
Salk, shut up. Here we go. Oh, I have one brewing. What is that? Oh my god, guys! Get me out of here! I can't stand the smell!
I was muted. I can't get through one episode without looking fucking stupid. But what I was saying was maybe that joke from that sketch, maybe that was a little too highbrow. Maybe you need to have a certain amount of intelligence. Yes, okay. Yes. Am I still no sound? Is there sound yet? Hello? Hello? Am I back yet? Can somebody tell me if I'm back yet? Hello? Hello? Okay, thank you. I hate that the chat's delayed, because I'm sure I did that for so long. I bet I did that for a cringy and really, really just kind of embarrassing amount of time. And I was going to make fun of you guys for not thinking that this was a brilliant, and I mean an absolutely highbrow taste of brilliant joke, because I just ended up looking stupid. I just ended up looking like a dumbass again. But anyway, fart poop jokes, highbrow, you guys take the L. What were we talking about? What are you guys talking about in here? After I scroll up for a mile of you're muted, Josh. No sound, Josh. You're muted, Josh. No sound, Josh. You're muted, Josh. No, I know. Okay. Alan, this is different because the prompt is feminism doing more harm or good? Did Alan have a good retort for that? Can anybody tell me? I'm waiting to see the NES meltdown at the debate. Yes, I am too. Vic went over 3 hours. What you got, Joshy? I don't know. We're already at 32 minutes. And I haven't shown much. Right after the intro, we did the Brian Shapiro interview it was a debate that I had with Brian Shapiro, but it wasn't Brian Shapiro, it was Arnie from What's Eating Gilbert Grape because he's retarded. And so the punchline being that Brian Shapiro is Leonardo DiCaprio. They are both the same person. That is the punchline of that one. I showed a couple more skits. We talked about debates. We were talking about debates and how liberals go in trying to win, and that only results in you the possibility of losing. But if you go into a debate with the intention to seek wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, all you can do is grow. All you can really do is grow. And I figure we're all 91 of you, which, Jesus, thank you very much, guys, for coming in here. Really, thank you for coming in here. I can only assume that you guys are all debate people. You guys, I mean, we love watching debates. We love watching logic. I mean, the root of that would be that we really value logic. We value truth and logic, especially if you're on the conservative side, because that's the secret. You're truly open-minded if you're a conservative. You're closed-minded if you're the lefty, which is no secret to us, but it's like the mainstream secret, right? Because how open-minded can you be if you just keep telling people to shut up and believe me? Shut up and be on my side. Shut up and comply. That is not the open-minded side. It's strange that more people, don't have their eyes open to that. And for a while there, we were calling it the Great Awakening, and we really thought people were waking up. But it seems to have hit a wall. And I blame Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, because after the tragedy that was Charlie Kirk, God bless him and rest in peace, we really had an opportunity to all come together, to all unify, and we had that momentum when the first Trump term. This Trump term it's been a little rocky for me. And not the man himself. I still think Trump's kind of a badass, but it's not as punk rock as the first term. Can I get an amen on that one? It's not. There are some good things happening. I like the border stuff. I like the credit card stuff. I like some things that are going on, but it's just not as punk rock as the first term. The first term was just W after W after W. It was so much fun debating people. It was so much fun just like having that smirk on your face because every answer to their question was very simple. You could answer the logic in one sentence. And liberal logic, they always have to answer questions and logic in a plate of spaghetti. And every little strand of logic is another spaghetti piece that's winding through another spaghetti piece. And it's the mental gymnastics that we always talk about. Don't tell me you believe the official narrative. Well, tell me, what's the official narrative? What is it? Don't tell me you believe the official narrative. I want to know. Now, I do have my opinion outside of what is safe to say. I think that Trump has been making these very specific plays like Venezuela and opening and closing the port over and over again. I think he's been trying to position us as like the global leader in oil again, but that's not something that I can convince a normie. And yes, you're right. You're right, Mescaline Dreamer. Being conservative is the new punk rock nowadays, but it's not the new punk rock. It's been about a decade. So we've been the punk rockers for a decade, and we're kind of seeing it kind of start eating itself now. Like I said, with Candace Owens and with the Tucker Carlsons. I used to worship Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson was like my number one guy. I mean, seriously, I defended him. I have shirts. I had posters. And then he just made me cry. I didn't really cry that you guys know of. But I was disappointed. Let me just say that. I was very, very disappointed by the heel turn of Tucker Carlson. And now he's just appealing to a bunch of Muslims. He's appealing to a bunch of Muslims because it turns out that Tucker Carlson was never about truth and logic. He's a numbers guy, and he's off cable now, and he still has that cable mindset of chasing the audience, and now he's just on the internet. So he's just chasing the biggest audience he possibly can online, and it turns out there's way more Muslims than Jewish people, and so now that's what he does. He goes and chases the audience, and then Megyn Kelly's always been a little retarded, just a little bit. Joe Rogan had a huge crush on her. That was weird. She's really not that attractive. She's old. She's not that attractive. There's more attractive older people. I can't name them right now, but I know that there are. Outside of Pornhub. Having Jay Dyer on was solid. That's the problem. You were obsessed with, bro. Never 100%. Well, yes. Yeah, I know. I didn't tie his shoes and pour his cereal every morning, but he was, for as far as I knew, he was my guy. But yeah, you can be disappointed by things. So Dole, are you telling me that every time somebody you really enjoyed and looked up to makes a heel turn, you're just like, oh, cool, I knew it? Is that what happens? Oh, I knew it because I never trust anybody. No, you're allowed to be a little disappointed. You're allowed to be a little bit disappointed. I chase some Jews away with holy water. Okay, terrific. Guys, here's the Venmo and Cash App. If I get 5 donations, I get to show you a stand-up joke. Here also, I'll give you a little preview. I'll give you a little taste. Here's this is a very yucky, very sexual stand-up joke, so just deal with it, but I thought it was funny. I still masturbate every morning like a fucking child. Not that I masturbate children every morning, just I myself am juvenile, and I still like to... And so I'm super lazy about it, though, so I will grab whatever an arm's length to blow my load into, whether that's like a t-shirt or like my pillowcase, but I was stoked because this morning I had left a towel on the ground.
And I was like, this must be what adult responsibility feels like. So I popped my specimen in the towel, and I was feeling good. I started today off responsibly. So I got up in my morning, and it was time to take the shower, and I thought, fuck, I'm a 36-year-old single white male. I only own one towel. But it was fine. It had dried by then, so it was just like having a giant towel-sized cat tongue lick every orifice of my body.
Okay. You know, it's always funny when I listen to that by myself, but when I'm in a room filled with 91 people, it's kind of like watching Titanic for the first time when you were 11 years old with your mom sitting next to you in the movie theater. And then there's that one scene where you get to see Rose's boobie. And then you look at mom and she looks at you and she just immediately slaps her hand over your eyes. That kind of felt like that just now when I watched that stand-up joke with you guys. It was intense. I'm glad that I had the screen in front of my face because you didn't get to see me wince. I was like, oh, God. It's the Titanic thing all over again. Oh, God. But but that's what you get on the Not Cool show. Sometimes things are not very cool. At least it's on brand, right? Like these headphones, not cool. There's Guns, everybody. Everybody look at Guns. I'm imagining you guys are all applauding right now because Guns the Bear is here. He saved me from my really gross sex joke. So what do we think, guys? We now have Vic off of the 1v10. We have Andrew off of the 1v10. Is Marte next? And when are people going to nut up and be like, this Brian Shapiro guy is really bad faith? Who vets a debate like this? Who goes, I don't like this person, and this person said something mean about me lately, and this person made a video about me lately. I want them all potted down. Let's pot all of them down. Do all of your stand-up jokes revolve around pot? No, the last one was a school shooting, Alan. My last one was a school shooting, so no, they're not all about potty jokes. Sometimes they're about school shootings. You son of a bitch. But anyway, do we think that Marte is going to get kicked off? When do the rest of the panelists decide, I don't want to do this anymore? Like, if Brian Shapiro just gets to pick and choose who's going to be on. Like, I thought the purpose of these 1v10 panels is you don't know who you're going to be debating. You know, I thought that's so. Isn't that the point of them? You don't know who you're going to be debating, and that's like the fun of it, because then you don't know what you're getting into. You know, you can prepare for one person, but if it's a 1v10 and you go in blind, I thought that was the part of the fun. I didn't know that. I did not know that. So at what point do the rest of the I guess it's soon to be 7 likely, get it through their heads that it would be better to protest this Brian Shapiro 1v10 than to keep going? Because if there's still going to be 7 people that go there, all I want them to do is press Shapiro about Vic and Andrew. That's all I want them to do. So do you only debate people that you like? Right? How is that going to be like an interesting debate if you just debate people that you like? But I mean, I guess that's how it goes anyway, because half these people really like each other. They get all steamed in front of the camera, then they go have $1,000 steak dinners with each other, when nobody's looking. But I don't like that Vic got potted down. I don't like that Andrew got potted down. I don't like that Sarah is so involved in this. I thought moderators were not supposed to be involved. I thought moderators were just supposed to keep things cool or not cool, depending on the circumstance. Why did she get to have so much of a say? Are there any theories on that? Josh, what debate are you most looking forward to? I think that Rachel has got me really pumped, because she, according to Rachel, it sounds like she has some Ace of Spades cards up her sleeves, like Gambit. Like she's just going to throw some cards at her. She's going to have some secret weapons, it sounds like. I'm very excited about that. It's almost certain that they edit Marte out. Is that true? Do they do that? Do they edit people out at 1v10s? Can anybody confirm or deny that? Sarah is a dog shit moderator. Yes, that is one of my favorite Rob quotes ever. Take off your shirt, Rob. Let me see your penis. I would donate my entire life savings for one of them to contact every person on the right. The name drops to have recordings. So when Brian Shapiro says that, when Brian Shapiro's like, "Hey, Warren Smith, there's a whole bunch of conservatives that just think you're boring," and then Warren goes, "Well, can you tell me them?" And he's like, "I'll talk to him. I'll see if they want to." So it's true, Dragonfist. Andrew, they do. They edit people out of those debates. Well, then this just, my world's kind of falling apart tonight. I'm learning too much. I'm learning way, way, way too much. This is like 2016 all over again. The media's all in on it. That's yucky. Now, I know that Jubilee is not, Jubilee is Jubilee. But I thought there had to have been some, like, reputable, are there reputable, 1v10s or something like that out there that I can, hop on the bandwagon with and not look stupid when I talk about this stuff? Can't wait for the debate. It's going to be fucking epic. Yes, I know. Yes, Rachel, yes. I'm going to have my little, like the foam hands, I'm going to have that for Rachel's thing. That'll be fun. All right, let's see. What else we got, guys? Remember Cash App and Venmo, guys. Every time that you... let me give you another taste of a stand-up joke. How about that? Maybe that will motivate you guys to donate to the Cash App here. That's a horrible screenshot.
The second time I was charged with hate crime was when I was overheard yelling at my 2 employees at my flagpole and flag installation company because I said, "I don't care how dry that mud hole is, you shove that pole in there, you flag it!"
Huh? Yeah? Is that worth a Cash App donation? Is that worth 5 Cash App donations, you guys? You get jokes like that. You get the flagpole joke. That did not go over well when I did stand-up. It never did. Because there's a first hate crime joke that I do, and that's the follow-up one. And then all that happens is people in Colorado liberals are just whispering, like, did this guy really commit hate crimes? Does this guy really have a flagpole company? Why did he say flag it like that? That sounded like something else. And they don't get it. They don't, because it's very highbrow. It takes a certain set of intelligence to absorb these jokes and their meanings, right? It's a very highbrow joke. Yep. Oh, I made this here. Maybe this will encourage some Cash Apps. There you go. Is that? Do you guys see that up top there? Look at that. I made that. I wish I had the little bouncy ball thing like in the musicals, like the Disney musicals. Cash App, Josh Stop. Venmo, Joshy Darko, 666, because he made that before he was a Christian again. Venmo, Joshy Darko. Cash App, Josh Stop, $. You guys remember that? You guys remember those Disney? Anyway, let's keep reading some chats here. Polly Shortcuts, ask your crowd, how would you all feel if you didn't eat breakfast? Yes, that's classic. I love that. Damn, your show is getting exponentially better every night. Thank you, Polly Shortcuts. Thank you very much. Remember that first episode? Wooey, that was a doozy. That was like, I was talking about how Brian Shapiro always has to have that roll of toilet paper next to his mouth for how much bullshit he spews, because just has to wipe up all the bullshit. That's how that first episode felt, like Brian Shapiro mouth poop that needed to be wiped up with his little toilet paper. And then Cool Vic, I can't go an episode without at least bringing up Doc Brian, right? Or Doc Brian, right? Don't show anybody that. Don't clip that. I better not see that anywhere online tomorrow. That was just for you guys. Unbelievable. Bad faith. All of you. Bad faith. Excuse me. You guys talk amongst yourself for a moment. Dog blind. All right, let's see if we can get another video up here. We're going to start wrapping up here soon. I thought we were going to go back to the Jesse Lee Peterson thing, but you know what? We don't have to do that. Here's a James Ripton sketch. Another James. This is one of my favorite ones that we ever did. This was a commercial, and I want you guys to see it.
Oh, hello, Instagrammers. It's me, James Ripton, and I wanted to tell you that you rock. You drive me wild with your engagement. Whoa! So slide into my comment section to tell me what you think. I'm not trying to bark orders at you, but we'll have a whole lot of fun. So swing on over and like my posts. And whatever the hell this is, do that. When does the buffet open? So take the next step and come on over to James Ripton Movies. And I'll always be there for you. Golf! So quit monkeying around. I'm serious, though. Seriously.
Yep. Oh, there's the cash. Wow. Look at that. What a coincidence. Look at that. There's the Venmo and the Cash App. Can we all admire that for a moment? You guys over here, you guys, I don't think you guys can see the chat anymore, but look over here. Look this way. This is what you should be focusing on right now. And you should do it. Come on. Are my jokes not worthy of just a couple shekels, right? Not everyone is a million years old like you, Scott. Oh, Scott is the man though, Alan. You are pretty much the most hated person in this chat, so I take every burn you think that you're going to apply this evening in your little computer chair that your mom bought you, with the speakers in it because you like to play video games all night, and you're just like, yes, I got him. And nobody's taking you seriously, bro. Nobody does. You are the joke of the evening, my dude. Your name is Alan. I've never met an Alan that wasn't a closeted homosexual. That's the truth. That is the truth. Let's see. What am I missing here? You got to get some costumes for these skits too. I know. This is a zero budget show. This is a very zero budget show. The way you touch that tree, yes. I'm glad that you paid. Because it's a little bit like Guns here. Guns is made out of bark. Maybe I'll give Guns a little. Hey there, Guns. Show me your guns, bro. No, but Guns is a good mascot. Can I throw some W's if you guys are happy that Guns is here? He's like the best little sidekick, right? Oh, thank you, Victor Luna. Vic, cool Vic. Thank you very much for the 10 bone skis. Thank you very, very much. Alan is Jewish and worth. Hey, we can't, me too. You see that? That's the Star of David. Now there's blood splatter on it because I believe in Christ. But I didn't know this was going to be such a target. And let me tell you this story. This is a true story. I was in Denver doing stand-up comedy, and it was recently. And I was just walking down, I think it was either Wazee or it was Broadway. And some dude came up to me and he was like, yo, man, you need to start wearing long sleeve shirts. And I was like, what? He's like, you need to start wearing long sleeve shirts. And I was like, well, because of the bug? Because I have a locust tattoo on this one? And he goes, no, dude, that Star of David, man, like that's going to get you into some trouble. And I was like, well, what? He's like, it was serious. He was serious. I'm glad that he wasn't the other version of trying to warn me about that and I got my ass kicked or something. But like the anti-Semitism is real out there. Like some dude warned me that if I didn't put a long sleeve shirt on that I would get my ass kicked for having a Star of David tattoo, just doing stand-up comedy. I'm trying to make the masses giggle. I'm trying to make them laugh. I'm doing a service. I was telling you guys yesterday, stand-up comedy is like the most fun activism, free speech activism you can do. And when you do a stand-up show, the people that are inside the venue, you are providing them a free speech bastion where they can just say whatever they want because anything goes there. Because like I was telling you guys, a joke, like an offensive joke, a really edgy offensive joke. What's funny about it, the comic punchline is not the subject matter. It's not like you just say melanin and people laugh. But it's the insensitivity. The insensitivity is the funny part. You can take any sort of sensitive subject matter, and as long as you frame it in a funny way, the insensitive part is what's funny about it, not just the subject matter. Comedy is the cutting edge of cultural truth. Dystomyopia, thank you very much for that's true. Thank you very much. Typical stand-up shut the fuck up, Alan. God damn it, you're disappointing. I am more disappointed in you than your mother is. And I didn't think that could happen. Comedy died in 2008. No more Def Comedy Jam. Oh, that's funny. That's super funny. What was that? Def Jam's How to Be a Player. Do you guys remember that? That was a horrible movie, but really, really funny. Bryce Shapp doesn't get that. No, he doesn't. Davo Jackie, thanks for you did the cry. You did the cry laugh eyes. I want to see Joshy interview Rob. I bet I'll pee my pants laughing. If you guys want to start putting in on that, I would love to interview Rob. I just I never want to suggest that I'd like to do something. Like it's even hard for me to tell Vic like, hey Vic, how do I get into some of these debates? Because I don't ever want to look like I'm trying to like use anybody or I'm trying to step on something to get ahead. I'll fuck myself over before I fuck anybody else over, kind of a thing, right? But anyway, I would love to have just a chat, just a small chat with Rob Noir because I think that would be hilarious as well. I think that would be super, super funny. Nobody likes you, Alan. Wow, that is probably the truest fact of the evening. HBO showing that. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm going to go through some chats here. White Rice says 90s. I don't know what he's referencing. Yield to Me says, shut up, Alan. That's funny. Alan's getting owned in the chat. That's funny. That's super funny. Well, let's see here, guys. I will appeal to the Venmo Cash App one more time. I'll show you one last stand-up joke. If I get three more donations through Cash App or whatever, just 3 more. Can I get 3 more? And then I'll show you guys the last stand-up joke of the night, and then we'll wrap up. I even made like a little ending video. You know what I mean? I usually just go, that's not cool, and then I have a horrible time trying to press the end button on my feed because it doesn't press end right away. So it's just like having, when you take your phone and it does the front-facing camera before the back-facing camera and you don't know it, and you always look like this. You're like, and you're like, oh, fuck. I don't ever want to see that again. Like this. We've all done it. When will the Aussies be able to donate? I don't know. What is it? What do we do? Cash App. Misty, how do I make it so that you're able to donate? How can I do that for you? Give him some shekels, y'all. I like that. Dull and tired. I like that. That was a good sentence. I agree with it. Cash App. Nothing comes up when I type that in. That really the $ Josh Stubb. Vic, did I do that correctly? Vic knows it. Vic knows my Cash App. Did I spell my name incorrectly? No, Misty, I can't. I was monetized. I'm no longer monetized. I told you that I was doing the First Amendment audit videos and my channel was going through the roof. And then I got a copyright strike. I didn't know you could even get copyright strikes on body cam videos. But I did. I did somehow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody was using some music I wasn't aware of. But I got a copyright strike. I tried to appeal it. It became like this. The appeal didn't go through like it should have. And then all of a sudden my views just went down in my channel. It was like watching Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Or it's like Alan trying to punk anybody in this chat right now. It went down a little bit like that. Set up a PayPal. I do have a PayPal. I do have one. It's not in the best ways right now because I let my cousin use it. And now we're working on the PayPal again. We are working on the PayPal again. But Alan, shut up. I don't want your advice. Music will do it. Yeah, I mean, it had to have been. It absolutely had to have been. Josh, PayPal? No, like I said, I let a family member use my PayPal for their eBay because back in the day you could use PayPal on eBay. Maybe you still can, but he kind of fucked it up. So you can thank Jason, not this Jason in this chat, but you can thank cousin Jace. You know, I think he just got out of prison recently or jail recently, something like that. But hey, Jace, thanks, bud. How was the clink? How's your butt? Mescaline Dreamer. Oh, I got some fun. Okay, you guys are laughing at stuff. Like I said, the chat is delayed. I don't know what you guys are laughing at, but thank you. It's fun. Oh, Jason, thank you for the $5. Jason the $5. That's we just have two more, and then you get to see a stand-up video. Can we somehow help you get remonetized? Is that a thing? I mean, if you can convince a bunch of people to watch hours of videos or to watch 10 million shorts in a 3-month period, then I can get my Cash App back. You just kind of have to start over again. You know, at least there's not like a severe penalty. I just had to start over again. But it's cool for all you monetized folk. I think it's really cool. I respect it. I don't feel like I'm less because I'm not monetized. I do. I really do. Partly why my confidence is so low. Josh, did you see my Chud in the Builder joke about you? No, I could care less, Alan. I could care less. You are below me, bud. You are the punchline of my chat right now. Fuck off, Alan. Oh, Miss D, thank you. I was looking for those words, and they just weren't quite hitting the back of my teeth. So, thank you. You got this then. Those numbers, D-Man, are kind of nuts, but you'll do it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I hate to say it, like, I'm not as concerned as that, but then just doing the whole engagement thing. I like being on video. I've always enjoyed being in front of the camera. I even wrote and directed my own movie once that got worldwide distribution. It got actually picked up by a studio. And I even hesitate bringing that up in the past few episodes because I'm like, I don't want people to think I started this just so they could go see my movies and stuff. But it's called A Detox Horrific. It's loosely based on my struggles with the heroin. But this dude named Jax locks himself in his basement apartment. He has his roommate, put a padlock up top and get rid of everything that he could communicate with the outside world because he really wants to get clean by himself. And so he's going to lock himself in the basement for as long as it takes. But then his demons start manifesting. And they start manifesting physically. And so it's called a Detox Horrific. It's done in the found footage horror movie style, like the Blair Witch Project. And I think it's available on Amazon. And I think it was on Tubi for a while. I think it was on Hulu for a while. But I think there's over like 76. It's on over 76 different rental and streamer things. So a Detox Horrific. No spoilers. No, I won't, Craig. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece. It's a movie that I got sold to a distributor that I still see residuals from. But I made it for about $500. So take that as you will, but it's pretty cool for a $500 movie that I filmed all on my cell phone in the found footage style that got picked up by a distributor. I'm on IMDb. I got my SAG card, and my SAG card is from a couple other roles that I had, but those are when I was younger and hotter. I used to be kind of a looker. I used to be somewhat attractive, and I still see Alan is still getting dunked on. A Detox Horrific, because I always enjoyed the title of that movie, A Scanner Darkly. And I hadn't seen too many titles that kind of had that sort of word juxtaposition. And so, A Detox Horrific, a found footage horror movie about the perils of drug addiction. Alan, we don't want minors in this chat. Alan, you're disappointment for men everywhere. I know, I said earlier in Vic's chat that he was using his micro penis to type in the chat. We don't claim Alan. Nobody does. Nobody claims Alan. Not even the Destinies of the world claim Alan. They're like, oh my God, what a fat. Faggout. 13-year-old can't sit with us. That's true. I don't think YouTube allows us to say V3. Oh, we can't say Venmo on YouTube? Oh, fuck off. You Venmo, Venmo, Venmo. Shut up, YouTube. See, this is the kind of thing that gets me demonetized then. Okay, that's... There it is. That's why. Keep comedy and sarcasm alive. God bless, and keep doing it. Thanks, White Rice. That was really cool of you. His account is only 13 days old. Oh, really? Then, is that Brian Shapiro? Is Alan Brian Shapiro? My whole sentiment about I've never met an Alan that wasn't, a closeted gay, but is that Bri? Is that Pretty Fly Bri guy? Is that the lion crying Brian? In the chat, it's censoring my comments. Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. How about this? One more Cash App. I'll show the video, and then we're at 58 minutes. This really hasn't been a half-hour show like I said it was going to be. It really hasn't been. And we have Dark Brian to thank for that. I think Alan might be Dark Brian. Brian does more typos. I could only imagine. Vic, if you're still in the chat, is that true? When you see Cool Vic's, I'm not Cool Vic. When you see Brian Shapiro's like comments all over the internet, does he typo ridden? Like, how does he type? Does he type like a 9-year-old? How do you spell the title of the movie? A space detox, DETOX space horrific, HORRIFIC. Check your V3 Enmo. Oh, Misty, thank you very much. We get to watch another stand-up. Thank you guys. This is very sweet. This is very, very sweet. Which joke? This one right here. I think all you degenerates will like this one.
The first blind date that I had gone on was a breakfast blind date, and she had me charged with murder and hate crime. Because she went to the bathroom, and I drank all the orange juice. When she got back to the table, I was like, I'm so sorry, I feel so bad. I killed all the juice.
That was so good. Let's watch that one again.
The first blind date that I had gone on was a breakfast blind date, and she had me charged with murder and hate crime. Because she went to the bathroom, and I drank all the orange juice. When she got back to the table, I was like, I'm so sorry, I feel so bad. I killed all the juice.
Oh, God. It's inappropriate. That was inappropriate, but that was my gift to you guys for the Cash App and the V3 Venmo C3PO donations. We're just gonna call Venmo C3PO from now on. Don't tease me with a good time, Josh. Don't tired. What did Polly say? I bet it was funny. What did you say, Polly? I love it when the Crucible is streaming and Clown PTL shows up in the chat. Does that happen? Is that true? I should just believe everything you guys. I don't think you'd lie to me about that. Is that true? That's so funny. That's so funny. That's almost as funny as Andrew sitting at the table with I can never remember Charlie Kirk's organization name, TPUSA, and then Brian Shapiro texts him and says, everybody hates you there, while he's sitting at the table and they're paying him money. I was listening to Andrew Wilson the other day, and he says that Brian Shapiro still texts him like 5 texts a day. If Rachel's still here, can you confirm that? Is that true? Well, I mean, not that Andrew would lie, but maybe he's embellishing a tad. Does Brian Shapiro text him a lot and just continue talking shit to him? It's so funny. And what interview were we watching on VIX yesterday where the name Brian Shapiro came up? I think it was the 10v1 guy. I think it was Sean. And as soon as Andrew came up, Shapiro could not stop talking about him. I mean, it was like every third sentence he was bringing it up. He's text Rob. Oh, yeah, for sure. I bet he would. But Rob, man, Rob's such a goat, dude. Rob really does. His sense of humor really is something that I look up to. I really love that. Brian tries to spurge out in the chat. Last time Brian said that he can raise $50K to box Andrew. Andrew would level him, dude. Remember that whatever podcast when that girl was trying to say, I think it was Perthilla, when Perthilla was trying to say that Andrew was like a small man or something, and Rachel was like, he's 6 feet tall, you dumb shit. Like, Perthilla. That was a really, really fun short to cut for Vic, by the way. Thank you guys, too, for showing an immense amount of love for the shorts on Cool Vic's main channel. I do spend 5 to 8 hours a day doing those things. I love them. I would not like to spend my time doing anything else, but the fact that you guys show so much love, with you guys show up for the comments and you guys like it a whole bunch, that really means the entire world to me. And Vic is a goat. There's a reason why it's addicting. I have to watch Vic's stream every single night. I have to. Priscilla, like Stella, like a Streetcar Named Desire. Priscilla, that's. Well, what do you think, guys? Should we about wrap it up? We're at an hour. Maybe this is an hour show. Thank you, Vic. Vic says Josh does great work. Thank you. You do great work. There's a reason why we all love watching you, Vic. Your takes are fantastic. Your voices are hilarious. Your comedy is really spot on. Your debates are great. I'm still so sorry you got booted off the 1v10, but it is out of fear. There's no other reason. Shapiro just didn't want to contend with talking about Miguel or talking about Stolen Valor. I mean, you do know where all of his bodies are buried. You do know all the skeletons in his closet. You know what I mean? And so there's a reason we love watching you, man. Hats off to Vic. W's in the chat for Vic. Vic is goated. Yes, I am going to stream while Vic is out in Texas. I'm not going to stream on the Cool Vic channel, but I'll stream here. I am going to do DebateCon. I need your guys' help on, when and where I should, who should I do it for? Or should I just keep doing it? Should I just do like an 8-hour stream of DebateCon? But, when this is up, and if you guys could do me a favor, I know it's kind of annoying, but just go to the comments on any one of my videos or this one right here and just give me some pointers about how we should do DebateCon. I'll get with Vic too. I'm sure Vic can give me some pointers on how best to do that. But I will absolutely, Vic will be in Texas. Vic will be doing DebateCon. I want to show up for him at least, right? You got a new subscriber, Josh? Like your sense of humor. Thanks so much, Dolan Tired. Thanks, guys. Remember to subscribe. If you guys haven't subscribed, I know that there's some dirty jokes and stuff, but I need you to know it's mostly wholesome. Josh needs to get famous enough to have a chair stream. Oh, you guys are going to think this is so cringe. What is a chair stream? I'm just going to write that down. I'll chat GPT that. A chair stream. I bet it's fun. I bet I'll get to sit a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have a chair stream. Okay. All right. We proved a lot right now. Let's say I'm going to say goodnight to some people. Poly Shortcuts, thank you very much. Brian needs to have a cuck chair screen. Cool Vic. Dad. You're awesome. W's for Cool Vic. Misty, thank you very much. We need to get Josh a nice studio room. I bet I could. I thought it would be nice outside. I thought you guys would be able to hear the crickets. We get a lot of cricket activity. But you're like the third person to say something about that. Maybe outside is not the best way to do this. Remember to like the chat. I want people to think that this is cool, even though it says not cool. Maybe that's bad advertising. Maybe I'm doing myself a disservice by calling this the not cool show when secretly it's fucking cool, dude, right? Guns, right? We can tell everybody there's guns on my chat, but it's YouTube appropriate. How does that work? Because it's Guns the Bear. He's made of wood, right? We do this for good luck. Like, you rub Buddha's tummy, you got to knock on guns for good luck. Do your show where you thank you, White Rice. No, but I do want to optimize it to be the best show possible, right? I love criticism. I can always take criticism very well. I definitely want this to be the most enjoyable viewing experience I can possibly make for the budget that I have. You sure you're not in your upstairs basement or downstairs? No, this is outside. Look, there's a tree right there. See? That's a tree. That's a bush. That's my bush. Remember that show on Comedy Central? That's my bush. That was a great show. You've optimized a ton since yesterday. I kind of believe that. Mescaline Dreamer saying night nights. Polyshore night nights. Disto Myopia night nights. Guys, we're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I love you guys. God bless. I did make an end of the stream video. Like how Cool Vic gets up and out of that, the late night talk show chair and just looks like a badass, and that Cool Vic song is playing, and there's a crowd of people going roaring for him. Alan, you don't have to be here. That says so much about you that you are having a miserable time. You're choosing to have a miserable time and be surrounded by people that hate you. I don't understand. That's not a W for you. But I still love you. I'll still pray for you. God bless. But you're a little chud. You're a little fucking dickhead. But I love you guys. Night nights. Enjoy this video as we play out. You guys stay not cool. Thanks for being super nice to me. And let me see if this is the right one. Oh, hello there. I remember you. You were in my chat tonight. The episode's over, silly. Get on out of here. Go on, get. You want a little bit more? Okay. Why don't I just name things that I find not very cool? When you get Domino's delivered and the pepperonis taste metallic, it's not cool. When you get fireworks from Black Cat, when the little pop-ups come around 4th of July and then you get duds, that's not very cool. When you get jury duty in the mail, it's not very cool. When the Sharpie starts to fade and you don't get that really solid black line when you're using the Sharpie, that's not cool. When it gets super hot outside, that's not cool. When you have 3 lights out on the Christmas lights line, that's not cool. You gotta find little fuses, and sometimes you can't find them, which is also not cool. 1-ply toilet paper, that's not cool. The theatrical version of Justice League, that was not cool. The theatrical version of Batman v Superman, not cool. When Shapiro kicked Vic off the 1v10, not cool. When you're a little kid and you get clothes on Christmas, it's not cool. When all they have is the Cadbury cream egg instead of the Cadbury caramel egg, that's not cool. When you have an apple tree in your backyard, but every single apple has a little wormhole in it. That's not cool. When you're a little kid and you're growing up and you think like something special is going to happen to you, and then you grow up and you realize that life is tragic and full of pain, and there's a reason why the good moments stand out so much, and they're to juxtapose the bad moments because life would actually be boring if all of it was good. That was not cool. Sarah Tomato. Not cool. So I'll update this list, but just go click on somebody else. Go somewhere else now. But come next time, though. I hope that wasn't mean, because I do want you to come next time. Bye.